Okay, so it's hey everybody, it's me, Francisco. Joe, my buddies Andrew and Charles here for Sports Goofs 206. If I haven't lost count, I think I did, but I think it's 206. I've got no music, and we're just gonna roll with that. But anyways, it's been a couple weeks now. I don't know, maybe a bi-weekly schedule could work out for us this way. Some new stuff can happen in between. We can have a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got baseball Hall of Fame inductions, and then we've got Switch 2 announcement. We have the national championship happened for college football.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to talk about in the NBA except Jimmy's
I have
exodus from Miami. Or at least it hasn't happened yet, but everything going on with that. Hockey's rolling along. I mean, really the only noteworthy thing is Alex Ovechkin's chase for Gretzky, because he's getting much closer than, or at least much faster to it than people had expected. And then, I don't know, and then whatever else you guys want to talk about. And then we've got wrestling. And then NFL playoffs, and yeah, so
that's a stacked show right there.
Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff. So what do we start with, guys? Switch to Hall of Fame. All right,
I think Hall of Fame.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I'm gonna pop this on, and yeah, we can kind of sit here for quite a bit here. So I'm gonna pull up the ballot real quick, and I've got it on the screen. I haven't shared my screen with you guys yet. I don't know if you guys even look at it, but just see what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna look it up real quick, and we'll go from there. So let's see, baseball Hall of Fame 2025 ballot. So we're gonna let's see, Hall of Fame voting. Let me see this one. All right, so this is the Hall of Fame voting for this year. Let's go from bottom to top, right? So bottom percentage and like guys that were knocked out, the guys that moved on, and then we'll get to the guys who actually made it in. All right. So we've got 394 total ballots. You need 296 votes needed for an election to the Hall of Fame. All right. We've got first on this list, who 0.0% is Hanley Ramirez. So let's get the Marlins out of the way here, because that's the most notable team he played for.
Comedy franchise, not in the Hall of Fame.
I saw Hanley in his prime with the Marlins. He looked like he could have been a Hall of Fame caliber player had he just not had an ego.
That's saying something about ball players.
I mean, but to a little bit against, or at least to kind of tamper that a bit, some of it wasn't on him, because really it was Jeffrey Loria that fed his ego. When Hanley Ramirez won Rookie of the Year in the National League in 2006, and then he won a batting championship in 2009. So he got the batting title, got some MVP votes in 2009. That was the one year I thought the Marlins could have made the playoffs during that era. And he got Silver Slugger a few times, was the starter for the National League All-Star team at shortstop. One of the, we traded him. It was one of the better trades we've actually made with Josh Beckett and Mike Lowell to the Boston Red Sox. They won 2007 World Series because of that. But we got back Hanley Ramirez and Anibal Sanchez. We actually got two legitimate Major League Baseball players. Hanley went on to have at least a decent career. He actually extended it once he returned back to Boston. I think he ended up in Cleveland at some point. And then Anibal Sanchez was just a solid starter for like 15 years and got himself a World Series ring with Washington. So one of the better trades, but Hanley himself Man, I think in an alternate dimension, he could have been uh, one of those guys because he was on that
I could
trajectory.
have been a contender.
Yeah, yeah. So and mainly saw him. You guys are in the American Leagues. I didn't really see him until he went back to Boston. But aside from that, a decent career. His son just got drafted, I think, by like the Texas Rangers.
Oh God.
So
Oh.
yeah, we're old. We're old folks. So yeah, his son just got drafted by the Texas Rangers, and he's and yeah, now he's out of Major League Baseball entirely. But a good career. Had some accolades there, but he burnt out after like 5 or 6 seasons, and then he
Hall
was just like
pretty
an
good.
average player. Hall of could have been better. Could have been had the potential. So that's Hanley. Next is this guy is pretty notable. Fernando Rodney.
As I mentioned in our pre-call discussion, he was one of two former Rays that were on the ballot, and unfortunately, he did not make it. Neither did the next guy on the list, Ben Zobrist.
So Fernando Rodney, a decent closer for a spell there with the Detroit Tigers. He kind of bounced around for a bunch of teams, really. Tampa Bay. He was with the Marlins also, and he got a World Series ring with the Nationals in 2019, and a pretty great career, all things considered, with everything that he had done. Let's say how many, like 327 saves in his time, 951 games pitched, so 943 strikeouts. So not a bad career, and the story of like why he wore his hat tilted, because that's the way his dad wore it when his dad was out there fishing in the Dominican Republic. So there you go. Ben Zobrist now. So his career, pretty lengthy career as well. 1,651 games played, 167 home runs, 768 RBIs, 266 average, a decent career, 357 on base percentage. So a solid, reliable player at the very least, right?
Correct.
Utility player.
Yeah. So you can kind of position him where you want it, and he made a nice career of it. So, all right, but not Hall of Fame worthy. Next, Carlos Gonzalez.
That one I'm fascinated. Well, no. I'm not surprised he didn't get inducted. It's just kind of like with Hanley Ramirez. Back when he was with Colorado, you got the sense that he was on his way to, if not a Hall of Fame career, he was gonna get very close.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of fell off for whatever reason.
Yeah, Carlos Gonzalez, I think he was with that Rockies team that made it to the World Series in 07.
I believe so.
Yes.
Had a pretty nice nickname, Cargo. That's a pretty good nickname.
And Zobrist's nickname was Zorilla.
Okay, all right.
Just FYI.
So he played for Oakland. Everybody knows him for playing with Colorado. And then kind of fizzled out with Cleveland and Chicago after that. But Gold Gloves, 3 of them, 3 All-Star teams, 2 Silver Sluggers, and an NL batting championship. But yeah, he kind of fizzled out like after like the mid 2010s, and that was it. That was it for him. So he kind of just fell off a cliff after that. But a decent career. Made a name for himself in Colorado at least. Next, another guy, Curtis Granderson.
I got beef on that.
I'm glad he got at least a couple of votes.
Yeah, but
I think Randy Man was good.
Yeah, he played. He was a solid player for the Yanks, for the Mets. Played for the Marlins.
I just think he's one of those guys where he was in an era where there was just better players doing what he does too, and that's kind of like a victim of consequence. But I always liked the Grandy Man. I wish we kept him, But like I think in that level where he was playing also goes to another person who's on the ballot, Beltran, but more on that later, where you're kind of in there, but you're kind of forgotten to a degree because who you played in the same league with.
Yeah, I mean, He, I think there was a time where if you had him on your club, you wanted him on your club just because of his leadership alone. I think he's just one of those guys. It's like, this guy's a good clubhouse type of guy, right? 249 average, 1,800 hits, 344 home runs. He had some pop, and got
a lot of pop.
World Series with the Tigers. At least made it there. Spent a good, I think, most of his prime with like the Yanks during that time period. Like
back nine, because we got him from 29.
He made 2 All-Star teams for you guys, so
yeah. So his stats just with us was 24 homers first year, 41, 43, and then 7 because I think he was injured that year. But that's not the snuff about, because you can look at the sum of their entire career, how many homers or RBIs, but when you really look at breaking out individual seasons and the impact that player makes to a team, boy howdy.
Yeah.
Always liked him.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I could see him hanging around baseball, doing something else in the future. So, Adam Jones next. So, Adam Jones, good career with Baltimore. Probably one of the better defensive center fielders that you would want out there. 4 Gold Gloves, Silver Slugger, 5 All-Star teams. Was on those like early 2010s Orioles teams that were making the playoffs back then.
Yeah.
Kind of filling that void when the Yankees were just kind of not making it. I guess the Red Sox won in 2013. So, but solid baseball player, made a tremendous catch in the 2017 World Baseball Classic.
That is what I am always going to remember him for.
Yeah.
Is that catch?
Yeah, and he's still around baseball. He's on TV, so pretty good follow on social media too. So Adam Jones, good solid ball player, played 14 years, and mainly with Baltimore, and that was it. So I
think a lot of the guys that we mentioned so far, they have the difficulty of, like, if they're not at least in the 400 range of home runs, because defense for whatever reason gets snipped out as an important factor.
Yeah, Adam Jones, he hit 277. He was a good bat as well. So
yeah, but he's not a
282 home runs,
really a 500.
282. So yeah, I mean, look, 32.6 WAR. He's got, like I said, a really good career, 14 years. But none of the pretty stats that you want to see from the guys that are just like great, right?
Well,
so Troy Tulowitzki,
too hurt too often.
Another guy.
Yeah, another guy that and finished his career with the Yanks.
Well, I mean, he was like the
5 games. He played 5 games for you guys.
Yeah,
another one of those Rockies guys. That just like that
more
07
than
team.
just him being a Rocky, is just, you thought he was definitely going to the Hall of Fame.
You felt it.
Yeah, he wore number 2 because Derek Jeter was his favorite player. Like, yeah. So
former Tulsa Driller, by the way.
Only 2 Gold Gloves, by the way. So 2 Gold Gloves, 5-time All-Star, 2 Silver Sluggers. Played in Colorado.
But he had a short career, like 9 years, maybe.
13 years, man.
13? Okay,
yeah.
So maybe I'm losing.
Maybe because he was in Colorado for so long, you didn't really notice him.
Well, no, he was also injured. I think he missed a couple seasons.
Yeah, he started getting really injured like after like 2011, and like he made All-Star teams, so he was like getting enough votes, and he was just.
He just missed a bunch of games because I'm taking a peek at
He
those
probably
final 5 years.
He probably would have had a much greater career had he just not been injured, right? You could see like another 1,000 hits on him, another 100 home runs, 150 home runs probably. He hit 290, so yeah, his injuries probably cost him.
Yeah, if he doesn't get, or even if he gets mildly injured, not to the extent where it seemed like he was missing every other season, and the seasons that he did play, he wasn't playing all that much. He's 100% in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next, Brian McCann, who can go fuck himself. One.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Mr. Unwritten rules, fighting frickin' Jose Fernandez when he hit a home run and kind of pimped it out a little bit. And then goes out.
He was on my team too. It was so meh.
Yeah, and then he goes out and cheats with the Astros and loses all of his integrity.
Mm-hmm.
So
and goes to die with Atlanta.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the team is mainly known for with Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he can just fuck off too. Brian McCann. So next, another one, another catcher, Russell Martin.
I like Russell, but no.
I think Russell Martin's a very likable baseball player, Canadian. Got himself a Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, 4-time All-Star. Played with the Dodgers, played for the Yanks as well. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh when they had that little renaissance in like the early 2010s, and then Toronto as well when they had that mid 2010s renaissance. So, a solid baseball player, a solid catcher, especially.
Very catcher.
Good catcher. Think a lot of. He was like a prototypical catcher that I think every team would have wanted for sure. But that was really it. Like, just a catcher. There you go. Good solid catcher. If you wanted a good catcher around that 2010 time period, that was one of the guys you want. Next, Ian Kinsler.
Nah, pass.
Ian Kinsler.
I get it. I understand, but no.
Yeah, 2.5%. He's out. Got himself a ring with the Red Sox in 2018. Mainly with the Rangers. That's what we remember him for. So mainly Texas Rangers guy. Played for the Tigers as well. And 2 Gold Gloves, 4 All-Star teams, hit 269, and 1 hit shy of 2,000. And that was
World
it.
Series appearances, right? Because the Rangers.
2 with the Rangers, and then he got one kind of right like.
You got to hear, damn, World Series ring. I'm not kind of
Yeah. All right. So those are the guys that are knocked out completely, and all of them were first time on the ballot guys.
I mean, none of it. There's like no disagreement I have, except for maybe Adam Jones, but whatever.
Yeah, or Curtis Granderson. Like you could have seen him go for like a second one. But yeah, all those guys first time, and all of them were out. Fernando Rodney, Hanley Ramirez, and Ben Zobrist didn't get a single vote, and that was it. All right,
and for those who don't remember, I don't fucking care about the Hall of Fame. I think it's dumb from everything they do. I just have to put that out there. So I'm just going to go watch her all.
This says the guy who was figuratively crying when.
Because I love the support of this guy, but I think the archetype is archaic, so it's a little bit different. My guy was good enough to clear it. Yours wasn't. And that makes me feel good about it.
All right, these are the guys that have are moving on, but haven't gotten the votes yet. Torrey Hunter.
I don't get why they just won't let him in. I think I've at least been espousing for it for a couple of years.
Torrey Hunter. So, let's see. I'm looking up his numbers right now. Like, we know the Gold Gloves. You got 9 of them, right? That was probably the best center fielder in the American League at the very least. During that time period in 2000s, right? Minnesota Twins, long time with them. 2 Silver Sluggers, 5 All-Star teams. And let's see, as far as career hits, 353 home runs, 2,452 hits, 277 batting average, 50.7 WAR. I think he's one of those guys that, I don't know if
next year.
He's on his 5th year. Like, I think he'll be one of those guys, like, as he's getting to, like, year 8, 9, and 10, you're going to start seeing, like, people making the campaign for him. Like, hey, if you look at these advanced stats, these defensive metric stats, right? Combined with he was a solid hitter. Like,
the Here Damn Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so we'll see.
He's always been one to me.
Yeah, great baseball player. I'm not denying that, and for at least the 2000s era of watching baseball, like how many of those guys we're going to bring in. So you would think he'd be one of he was like, if you wanted a center fielder, like he was one of the ones you wanted. So next, David Wright.
No.
I know Mets fans are going to say yes, but I don't know. I always saw him as like good for the Mets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, this is
the face of a franchise that wasn't Matt Harvey.
Yeah.
I think if he doesn't get injured the way that he does, he has a better case.
Right.
Tulo, yeah.
Yeah, the same thing.
That seems to be the name of the game.
This
year.
He played in like his last 4 or 5 years. He was just completely gone from baseball. He only had 1,700 hits, by the way.
Yeah.
He hit 296. So you think if
his WAR's under 50.
Yeah, you would think if he had been healthy and played 5 more seasons, he probably would have gotten another 1,000 hits. The way that he, like, just judging by his average, right? And then he would have been a Hall of Famer. Like, okay, we don't need him to get to 3,000, but 2,700 with a good batting average and being the face of the Mets and whatever, and probably would have more All-Star teams, more Gold Gloves. Maybe if he had won that 2015 World Series, things would have changed. But nah, that's like an alternate universe David Wright. So
that's what's beautiful about sports, though, because we romanticize the possibilities.
Yeah.
In any kind of sport, David Tyree did not catch the thing, or Aaron Judge did not drop the damn ball. The World Series.
All right, next, Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod.
Maybe they need more, like, you kind of need more closers and middle relievers in there to help the precedent of what the current act of baseball is. But, like, I didn't think he was special, but that's looking from the sky down to a possible child sex abuser cover-up in Mariano Rivera still. We're just gonna claim Trevor Hoffman.
We got one closer in, so we'll try and see if we can get another one. But hey, like, Angels seasons, got himself a World Series, right? 4 All-Star or 6 All-Star, actually, yeah, 6 All-Star teams.
Yeah.
Kind of revived his career a bit with Milwaukee, like towards the end of his career. Mainly with the Angels, played for the Mets, played for the Brewers. Even was in Baltimore for like a spell, in Detroit. But yeah, really 2 teams. But I think most people associate him with Anaheim than anybody else. And yeah,
he also had that insane year where he got 50-something saves.
Yeah, he got 62 one season.
Oh god.
He got 47 another season. He got 45 another season. Like, he was like that mid 2000s part of his career. Like, he was the best closer in baseball. So I don't know if that's enough to get him over the hump. He had 437 saves. I don't know where that is in the all-time saves chart.
I think it's like 3rd or 4th, because Mo and then Hoffman, I think.
Let me see. I'm going to look this up real quick.
Yeah.
All-time saves leaders. So, yeah, Mariano Rivera, then Trevor Hoffman, Lee Smith, Kenley Jansen, Craig Kimbrell, and then Francisco Rodriguez.
The fact that Hanley can't say his name, Jansen's on there, and he's still an active player is saying something.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's on him.
So yeah. All right. And then Billy Wagner had less saves and he made it. So I think K-Rod, people will start making arguments for him as he gets up there. It's his 3rd season, so.
I make the agreement. He'll be okay, especially since next year. I looked at it with my paralegal, because we're both baseball fans. I looked at the next 3 years where there's a lot of dudes who can come in. A whole bunch. Next,
Mark Burley.
No.
Chicago White Sox. Played for the Marlins also. World Series. He's got one of those. Pitched a perfect game. Got one of those too.
Oh, don't remind me.
Yeah, I pitched. Wasn't that one year where like the Rays got no hit like 5 times or something?
I think it was 2 at least.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, Burley. He one of the most efficient pitchers of all time, because he just pitched with the quickness, not as far as throwing speed, but pitching games that were like 2 hours, so he respected people's times. Horse as well, like he never really got injured. He just kept pitching. 16 years, Chicago, Miami, Toronto. 5 All-Stars, 4 Gold Gloves, 59.1 WAR, 214 wins, but that's not as important anymore. 3.81 ERA. 5th season, Like he's one of those like I don't know. Maybe there's a few people that will make a case for him as he gets down the line, and I don't mean, man, White Sox players are weird, man, because it's like you see them, they're like, okay, those are good guys. They had the White Sox like in the mid 2000s had some solid teams with some solid players there, but people forgot about them. Yeah, Przynski. They had a bunch of guys that Paul Konerko, just guys that were pretty good baseball players, and then yeah, they even had Ken Griffey Jr. for like a spell, and Jim Tomei for some weird reason. But yeah, next Dustin Pedroia.
I made the argument that he should be in there, but he won't be.
First year on the ballot, got 11% of the votes. A 299 batting average overall, 1,512 games. But I feel like he's like the David Wright type of thing, where it's like he got super injured like towards the end of his career.
He was just also good in the playoffs, though. And as somebody who had
that's the thing. He won 2 World Series with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and was
ALCS MVP or maybe
was their de facto captain during that time frame, right? Or was that
he was more important. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Pedroia was, but that's just respect that I have to somebody that I had to deal with all the time.
Won an MVP, won Rookie of the Year, 2 World Series rings, 4 Gold Gloves, Silver Slugger, and 4 All-Star teams. So that's a few more accomplishments than a few of the guys on this list. And his postseason, he's got to talk about the playoffs. Playoff batting average, let's see. Not good. He had 233, actually.
I mean, depending on a person.
233, their World Series. Like, he hit 208 in their 2013 World Series, but he had 278 in the 2007 one. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he wasn't really the playoff performer that you'd think he is, all things considered. But still. Next, I can't believe he's still on the ballot, but 8th year, Omar Vizquel.
Yeah, he should.
I keep forgetting I keep forgetting that he played, like he was just on baseball teams for so long. Because I just associate him with like the 90s than anything else with Cleveland. But he retired in 2012. Yeah, Cleveland, a bunch of Gold Gloves, got 11 of those, and that's hit 272. He wasn't a bad batter either, but people are going to do the advanced metrics and all that stuff, but you have to kind of associate that with the era, and he was a shortstop in the traditional sense, while shortstops like Derek Jeter and A-Rod were out there, right? So you started getting the big shortstops.
Probably better at shortstop defensively than Jeter.
He was. Jeter was a terrible defenseman. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I can't see a defensive only shortstop for the most part.
You have to have at least a combo.
And he had 2,877 hits over 24 seasons, but he was just racking up numbers because of longevity. More than that, I don't know. We'll see. He's one of those guys that if he does make it in, I don't see him getting in as a normal like 10-year Hall of Famer, but one of those like committees or something. I could see that happening. Let's see. Jimmy Rollins.
Nope.
Jimmy Rollins. Phillies World Series with them. MVP as well, 3 All-Star teams, Silver Slugger, and 264 batting average, 231 home runs. Not as accomplished as some of the guys that we've already seen, right? Mm-hmm. As far as like hitting prowess is concerned, like he had that period like early in his career, like first 5, 6, 7, 8 years where he was really, really good, but then like that second half, like after they won that World Series, it was gone.
He just wasn't a contributor.
Yeah,
because he's still recent because he got traded to the Dodgers at the end of his career.
Yeah, he had 1 season with the Dodgers and then 1 season with the White Sox. and that was it. So
And sometimes it is about how you finish in this league.
like, hey, look, retired number in Philly, got World Series ring there. That's what he's known for. So that's as good as it's gonna get, as far as I'm concerned. So, this one, you've been caping for him for a while, Charles. Bobby Abreu.
Bobby Abreu should be in.
Yankee legend, Bobby
Like
Abreu.
Yankee legend.
Phillies.
Bobby Abreu. The
Phillies.
everyman. Hall of
Angels.
Famer, right? Who are you? You're the everyman.
Bobby Abreu, home run
winner of the Josh. Was he the one who won the Josh Hamilton home run derby?
Probably.
I know he won a home run derby.
Yeah, he won a home run derby. Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, 291 batting average, 2,470 hits, 288 home runs, but a 60.2 WAR. Just he had like a ton of doubles and stuff like that. Like he was pretty good getting on base, pretty good slugging, and just there was really not many flaws with his game. He was
an everything guy.
Yeah. So a great all-around baseball player that, I mean, I think if he gets in, it'll be towards the end.
Yeah.
Year 8, 9, or 10. One of those.
I think the problem is, like, he wasn't a player that everybody wanted to, like, try to trade for, but that's because he was not a guy that you were going to trade for in his prime.
But I think I don't think he had that many transactions either, right? I think he just signed contracts and just stayed with teams.
Yeah.
All right, this one, Felix Hernandez.
Okay.
He's getting in eventually.
So, Cy Young, and people had to make
perfect game.
He was like the first Cy Young that won it, not based on wins, because he was on a lot of terrible Seattle Mariners teams.
Understand, guys. Perfect game means nothing when Domingo your mom.
So he's like the first one that the advanced metrics actually gave him a Cy Young and gave it to the guy who actually deserved it. From that perspective, 6 All-Star teams, 2 ERA titles, only with the Seattle Mariners his entire career.
He had 1 year with the Braves.
He did not make the team.
Oh, that's right. He was just a spring invitation, right?
Yeah. So yeah, he just retired, and that was it. So only Seattle, and a lot of disappointing Seattle Mariners teams. Probably the fact that he stayed in Seattle was insane. He could have been traded someplace else. So many of the 2010s, like he was just one of the best pitchers in baseball for such a long time. 3.42 ERA overall. I mean, he's. People made a hard time to get him through as far as that Cy Young was concerned, but they got him through. So I feel like he's one of those, like, man, we'll see. Like, as the years go on. This is his first year, so as the years go on, 20% in his first year, so that can only go up.
Yeah. So this is my theory on it, because there's 2 things that Hall of Famers need to kind of accept. Gone are the days that you're going to have starting pitchers have anything, lower than like a 3.3 ERA. There's going to be a few in this generation that's going to retire, like Scherzer and such. I don't even know if he's actually below 3.3. And then homeboy from Jacob deGrom. But you're going to have to kind of start accepting certain things. And the minute CeCe got in, that opens the door for Hernandez.
Yeah.
Not now, but like in the next 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
So you guys had listed out, got your Cy Young, because I mean with pitchers it's tough, because I feel like voters, because it goes back to not just the ERA, you also have to accept that you're not going to get a lot of pitchers in the modern day era, like the last 5 and then going forward years, that are going to hit 300 wins in their career. You're too enamored with it. You'd be lucky if you can get some guys at 250, because Cole Hamels is due in a couple of years. I think you can make an argument for him, but Felix will get in, but not immediately. But if you let CeCe in, then opens the path for a lot of big beefy men who just have like 250 career wins, and that's okay. Whereas Andy Pettit's like struggling.
Oh yeah. Well, that's who's next on the list.
Yeah.
Andy Pettitte, 27%, 7th year on the ballot. I think the regular season numbers, but the postseason numbers are like what people always argue with them as well.
Yeah.
So
I don't really like Pettit that much. I'm just gonna say it because I never viewed him as a dominant ace, but I'll give him his due.
Let's see. We've got Manny Ramirez.
Not a Hall of Famer. Too many times the PEDs. Next.
Dominican.
I hate that man so much.
One of the best hitters of his.
Sure.
Yeah.
If he got a prick, he'd be bleeding out like gasoline from jet fuel. Like, so no.
555 home runs.
His piss could burn down anthill.
9th year, 34%. And yeah, I don't think he's gonna make it because he was on the Rays, right? When he got that last one, he's just like, I'm just retiring. Yeah.
Yeah. For I'm just gonna take a quick aside.
Mm-hmm.
For me, my view is that
he wasn't even the best steroid player of the steroid era. Come on.
Well, yeah. But I'll just say that when it comes to PED users, I know some of the old fogies are a little more stringent, but for me, I basically I ignore anything that happened before the official rule came into place.
Sure, yeah.
And I debate about this with myself, whether I have a 1-strike or a 2-strike policy. If you're caught once, I'm a bit wary of you. If you're caught a second time, I'm like, I will never vote for you. And again, these are all after the PED ban came into play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think he caught at least twice.
Yeah.
After the ban, right?
Yeah, he got one when he was like with the Dodgers. And then he served that suspension, and then like he had his time with LA, and then it kind of fizzled out. And then was he like with like the White Sox for like a weird spell?
Don't worry, I'm a Manny Ramirez hater. So
and then he ended up in Tampa, and then just got caught immediately. Like he played like 2 games for you guys, and then that was it.
2009 and 2011.
Yeah,
it's just Manny being Manny. I feel like that's what a coddling parent does to their drug dealer child. It's just Manny being Manny.
The thing that pisses me off about it
that we fucking love
is that he could have been in the Hall of Fame on his own.
I really don't know, because that man was probably choosing throughout his entire career.
Yeah, he's Dominicans.
It's not the Miguel Cabrera argument that we make.
Yeah. All right, A-Rod.
Absolutely 100%. I'm sick of this.
Fourth year.
You don't even know when he took the PEDs. All he said is that he took PEDs.
4th year, 37% right now. And we don't have to talk about the accolades and all that stuff. They're there.
Fine. I think we did the last 3.
This is just like what are you gonna do? Like, if you let him in, does that finally open the gates for McGuire and Sosa and Bonds and Manny?
Well, let them all in. I mean, don't even let Sosa in, because Sosa's the one who lost out on being the PED race, right?
So
Jesus.
All right.
I get too passionate, boys.
A-Rod. So we talked about A-Rod before about this. So Chase Utley, he's got 39%. Second year already. He's got 39% now. I know he's Mac's favorite player.
Yeah, I mean Chase would probably get in though, just based on the position and everything.
So yeah, second baseman. So you kind of have to temper your expectations as far as like production is concerned. 4 Silver Sluggers, 6-time All-Star, the 08 World Series again. I guess most opposing players knew him as a dick. So there's that. Definitely embodied Philly more than anything else. And just, the Dodgers and the Phillies, those 2 teams he played for. I don't know.
More than Jimmy Rollins?
Man, I'm trying to think
of Rollins too, though.
Yeah, I mean, that was the combo, but like you could compare Rollins to other shortstops of the era and be like, okay, there are a few guys I thought are better than him. Like, who was the better second baseman around that era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Uggla.
I mean, he was a good ball player for the Marlins for 4 seasons, and then he went to
The fact
Atlanta.
that name pops up in my head because I had to watch him.
I mean, the National League, that was it. So it was Utley and him, and then in the American League, you had Robbie Cano, but then he got caught with PD, so he would have been a Hall of Famer if not, right? I thought he would have been.
I mean, Dustin Pedroia, technically.
Yeah.
In all intents and purposes.
Pedroia, yeah, that's like
He got an
was,
MVP.
That's
man.
the same era. That's the same era
Yeah.
of second baseman. So Pedroia, his first year he got 11%, and so I don't know, man. I just don't see Chase Utley as a Hall of Fame. Like, hey, number retired in Philly, all that stuff, but
That Ring of Honor stuff works well.
yeah, fun. Okay, this one is the one everybody keeps harping on. Andrew Jones,
Yes, God.
8th year,
I
got
think
2
I
more to
flung
go.
that into Archie, right?
66% right now. So
He'll get it next year.
you think he'll get it
Yankee
next year?
legend Andrew Jones.
I just remember him being great with the Braves and then fell off a cliff once he left. That's what I remember.
Kinda like
He went to L.A.
He's like Nelson Cruz.
and he got fat.
Old
That was the
BB
other thing.
boys.
He
Yeah.
got really fat.
Yeah.
What is going on back there?
That's Andrew. That's Manny Ramirez just making his little PED.
That's Andrew with the bong. That's what
Get
it's
out
I was washing some grapes.
I mean, I'm looking at this stuff: 5-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, 434 home runs, 254 batting average, which is acceptable.
Yeah.
Or if you
Towards the
care
end of
about
his
the
career, he got injured a lot and was fat. And man, if he had just taken care of his body a little bit more, he would have had the numbers, like the traditional, like, hey, 3,000 hits, or not 3,000 hits, but like 500 home runs. He probably would have hit 500 home runs, which would have gotten through the door easily. And then all the center field accolades, right? So, never won a ring though.
Everyone, I mean,
Never won a World
that
Series.
still
feeling
think-
goes so far, though.
But that's a crime against the Braves more than him, right?
I still think he should get
how
in,
did
though.
he do in the playoffs? Hold on, because he played the Yanks twice, actually. Postseason, he hit 273 in the playoffs. Hit 400 in that 96 World Series against the Yanks, and then hit. He was awful in the 99 World Series. He hit 077 in 99 against the Yanks.
Yeah, that's bad.
He hit well against the Marlins in the NLCS in 97. He hit 444. And hit 500 in 2001. Like, he was all right. Yeah, it kind of balanced out overall. But the Braves kept getting eliminated in NLDS after, like, a bunch of years, so it didn't really matter. All right, Carlos Beltran.
I don't want him.
Third
Yeah,
year, 70%. He's getting in. They're going to let him in. Like,
he was the Hall very good when we first.
people are
That
like,
is so stupid.
they are ignoring
Hall very good.
the trash can thing. They're gonna let him in.
Yep.
He's gonna get in next year. Like, we're gonna look at
We're gonna look at the PED bros in, bro.
we're gonna look at the ballot for next year soon enough, because we're gonna get to the 3 guys who made it in. We got Billy Wagner, finally 10th year. All right,
Yeah, good for Billy.
the crying and stuff. Like, hey, everybody feels like it. And then we have the 2 guys that, I made a solo video making the case for CC a while ago. I knew he would get in. I'm like, how can you not say CC Sabathia is a Hall of Famer, right? So, especially first ballot,
I'm excited.
But Charles, this is your boy. He's talked about how he came up with Cleveland, right? Went to Milwaukee for that like legendary spell where he was like unbeatable for like half a season, and then went off to the Bronx, and then and then made it his home.
If I may talk to you about Carson Charles Sabathia, because as he said, he ain't CC no more. He was the missing piece, the missing link in 09. That year, we were like, nah, screw it. We're the Yankees. We're sick of sucking, because boy, we were sucking. You know what I mean? So we get him, we get AJ Burnett, and then we get Teixeira. And that one season, we were able to go from there. But for somebody who wasn't homegrown with us, he became the lifeblood, the essence.
he never got a Cy Young with us, but he got his Cy Young. But he finished, I think, second a couple of times coming into it, and he was just clutch in the games that mattered. He was a big beefy boy who can hit a homer, and I will always remember 5 or almost 6 years ago, I think it was 5 years ago, when he was ending his game, and he could do any more in that interview of it just being, I threw till I couldn't throw no more, and I had tears in my eyes for the love of the game. We supported him. We kept loyal to him. He had to deal with his addiction issues. We supported him. He's been Yankee. I follow him on the Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Charles is True, Dan Frijoles, at JOGR, sports_goose, Marlin historian, Panthers historian, what the hell Andrews got going on, which I'm shocked that I was wrong about you being that other guy.
Fear the Pegasus or whatever.
It was just in sequence something. Yeah, it was like I think there's a couple times I got postings. I digress, but just special player. So happy. All I want in my life was him to be happy.
Yeah,
going from there and CC. I'm very happy for him.
He's healthy. He's thin now, right? He's got a podcast.
He's got a podcast. I'll listen to that podcast.
Hey, CC, come on. We want
CC, come to our podcast. I can't offer you much, but I will give you like my I would just scream. I can buy his merch now.
Yeah, you can buy Hall of Fame merch.
Yeah, I don't. With my Yankees, I only have like what do I have? I just have. Damn, I keep screwing this up. I just have like a shirt, but I have a crap ton of hats, man. Jesus, I have a crap ton of hats. But he was special, and I remember watching 09, and I always told you guys 09 was the most special for me as as a fan. And then see him go, and I really wish his capacity of being great would just rub off on Judge. But who am I to speak on? They did play together. I guess it's probably the only reason why Judge has been able to do it because he knew it was up. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
All right. And then Ichiro was off by one vote from unanimity or whatever. And now we've seen the one guy who did make it unanimous is getting... so, like...
Listen, asshole. Come on.
One? Is that his one?
Even if you're too chicken shit to come out and say who you are, at least come out and say why.
Yeah. Ichiro even offered to have a conversation with them over some drinks or something like that. And it's like, that's
that's
some Yakuza Zero shit right there.
I understand the concept of not voting for somebody because I can understand the concept of not voting for somebody because you know that they're going to be voted in, but you are at your max 10 and you want to give a vote for someone who's on the bubble of being dropped altogether. But come on, Ichiro motherfucking Suzuki. Come on, he's one of look what he was able to do.
I bet it was like a New York Mets writer trying to keep David Wright on the ballot.
Probably.
Because bear in mind, people forget this, although people have been bringing this up. He debuted at 27, and he was still able to do all of that.
Yeah.
It's rare for anyone to compile those numbers. Even let's say best case scenario, you're like a Bryce Harper who comes straight out of high school, junior college technically, and goes straight up to the bigs. He started when he was 18. He is never going to touch the number of hits that Ichiro got. And Bryce Harper, never the fielder that Ichiro was. The dude had a cannon for a right arm. He was, I wouldn't necessarily say the best player of all time, but he's definitely in my top 25 just because of how well-rounded he was. He was fast. Yes, he didn't really hit for power, but he chose to not hit for power. He would rather... Here's a crazy statistic that's been popping up. He got a single. Ichiro got a single in his third game.
He made singles look
back
cool.
in 2000. It was a single. that brought him to 3 for 10 for his career, he never dropped below 300 average for the rest of his career. That is insane.
Yep. Oh yeah, but whatever. He didn't. We're about to see what's gonna happen after that with Mariano Rivera. So, but listen, Ichiro.
I mean, I was gonna put a political jab and say you got a convicted felon as a president. Why can't you do it? The Hall of Fame?
You said it there.
Child assault. I don't care. Freedom of speech.
There you go. All right.
What I'll have is they can pardon me later. It's okay.
Ichiro. So he played 3 seasons with the Marlins. That
is 3,000th hit with the Marlins.
Played a couple with the Yanks, right? Before that,
I won't claim him, but I'll accept his greatness.
Yeah, mainly with Seattle and stuff. But I'm gonna talk about the time he was with the Marlins, because it was during the time we were in law school, right? So, I just the fact that I don't know how Jeffrey Loria and David Sampson convinced that man to come down here.
They said that like you like pastelitos and empanadas.
And Ichiro, who's a man of culture, of course, came down. But somehow they got him down here. Like the team was like young Marlins team: Giancarlo, Yelich, Ozuna, Rio Muto, right? Jose Fernandez. A team that like you could say might have been on the cusp if we had a better owner, but like not like a slam dunk thing. Like you would think Ichiro would probably try and fish for a ring, right? Around that time frame, he could have gone to other teams. He could have gone to the Dodgers.
I mean, I think him going to us was kind of like fishing for the ring.
Yeah, that's what he tried to do. He could have gone to the Red Sox. That was around that time. The Cardinals, right? That was around that time when they were the Giants as well. That was during their dynasty, during that time frame. So he came to Miami and was just a backup outfielder.
Just a dude.
But because Giancarlo Stanton is made of porcelain, he had the opportunity to play a lot, which allowed him to get enough hits to make it to 3,000 with the Marlins. And I remember that the chase for 3,000, I was externing at the City of Miami's attorney's office, and I was like that last homestand when he was like within 5 hits of it, I went to every game because the office was right down the street from Lone Depot. So I was like, I'm going. Marlins tickets are $2. I'll go and see it, right? And nobody cared. You know, this is how badly they fumbled baseball in Miami. Nobody cared about him chasing 3,000. They couldn't sell out that. But regardless, Ichiro made it, and I'm just glad he came down here, man. And I can say he was a Marlins great. I can say that he played for the team, wore their worst logo and everything of all time during that time frame. Kind of wish we had him in the Florida Marlins days, but he was here, and I will forever appreciate that he gave Miami a shot. So I don't know if the Marlins are going to do anything for him now that he's elected. I doubt it, because Bruce, that'll cost money, and they sure as shit will not spend money. So
at all.
Yeah, so I think they'll just have like a commemorative video. If I don't even know if the Marlins actually go to Seattle, because I'm going to Seattle to see them. But yeah, regardless, yeah, I'm happy for Ichiro. I'm glad. Probably one of my favorite players of all time. One of my dad's favorite players. I bought him an Ichiro jersey, actually. An Ichiro Marlins jersey. So, yeah, congrats on Ichiro. Glad you were in Miami. All right, we are 55 minutes in. I'm just going to look at 2026. I'm just going to look at the first ballot, guys. And that's it.
I have it up already.
Yeah, I already have it up already, too, on the screen here. So
I'll run down, since we're 5 minutes away from halfway point, I can just run down the names and we can just say yes or no.
Okay, rapid fire.
Maybe elaborate. maybe elaborate a little on some of them.
Yeah.
And this is not in alphabetical order. This is just in the order that Baseball Reference has it.
Yep.
So Ryan Braun, no.
Fuck him. 5. That guy go fuck himself. 6.
Shin-Soo Choo.
Nope.
Nah.
No. Historic in futility, Mr. Chris Davis.
Nope.
No.
Chris with a K or a C?
C.
Yeah. Oof. Nah.
Edwin Encarnacion.
Nope.
Maybe that was
Nah.
like the maybe that we were talking about.
Nah. He had like, how many home runs did this man hit?
If you're letting Carlos Beltran,
He had 424 home runs. Wow, closer than I thought. But he fizzled out, man. If he had like 1 or 2 more good seasons, he probably would have hit 500.
You're entitled to that opinion.
I mean, he was 424. That's like 230 home run seasons and a 120 home run season. Like he would have made it.
Okay. Next up, Gio Gonzalez.
Nope.
Nah.
I don't even remember who he is, so that's a no.
Pitcher, Washington Nationals. I think he was
From Miami.
Oh yeah.
From Miami, didn't make it to the Marlins because the
he
Marlins suck.
Yeah, he was like a third or fourth starting pitcher who always got kind of like claimed to be like a second, like a true 2, but that ain't him.
Yeah, just some good seasons with the Nationals, and that was it.
Yep, we're hating.
And I just
And Oakland, right? Because he came up.
I just want to make 2 additional notes. First, this is the list of people who, and makes me feel really old, who retired for the 2020 season. So it's already been 5 years since the pandemic started, which
Yep.
It feels like it still feels like it's going on. It feels like there was a period of 3 years that didn't exist.
Don't worry, get ready for a Terminator 2 sequel, which are in the World
Yeah.
Health Organization.
So this is it's an arbitrary. It's technically an arbitrary list. It's what Baseball Reference has as a score of 10 or more in their Hall of Fame monitor. So it's technically arbitrary, and there are other people that are eligible. But a lot of those people can be weeded out. This is a list of people that are probably going to be chosen for the ballot. Okay, next up, Alex Gordon.
No.
I think he was just best known for that 1 year that Kansas City won.
Yeah, that's it.
The World Series, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Let's see, Kelvin Herrera.
I don't remember who that guy is.
Same here. Matt Kemp.
Nah.
No. Again, another person that if he didn't get injured was a border case. But again, he got injured and just tailed off at the end.
Didn't he date Rihanna?
Probably.
Maybe.
I think so.
I just know he was supposed to be the Dodger guy who wasn't the Dodger guy.
Hold on, Matt Kemp.
Next up, Howie Kendrick.
He did date Rihanna. He did date Rihanna. That gets you a few points in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, sure. A different kind of Hall of Fame, though.
The Hall of Fame of Pole. That's you made that
Right.
actually. Charles made that.
Hall of Fame of
I
Pole.
did. I don't know.
You did that for Brandon Phillips.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. We're stupid sometimes. Dude.
Sometimes?
Oh my God, we should do an episode for that. The Hall of Fame of
Jay
Pole.
Cargill is the ultimate pool. That's. I'll
We'll
say
have
it with my
Travis
chest.
Kelsey. We'll have Josh Allen and
Don't forget Russell Wilson, Sierra.
Justin Verlander.
Justin Verlander. Who's I guess a few NBA players that date
Jared
some
Goff.
get card.
Yeah. We're gonna interrupt all the show.
All right.
Yeah,
Keep
Hall of
going.
Fame
Next
pool
up.
might be something I bring in.
Keep going.
Fellow member of the tribe, Jason Kipnis.
No.
I
Cleveland.
don't think
That's all I
so.
remember him for. Cleveland. Next.
Next up is Nick Markakis.
Nope.
No.
No, not happening, sir.
These people.
Yeah.
Not happening. Daniel Murphy.
Mm-mm.
He
No.
can just
No.
enjoy his
Had
fandom
some
in
good
nationals,
seasons, but not enough.
He was like a supernova, burned bright and then just disappeared.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Mr. Wears his pants above the knee, Hunter Pence.
Maybe like that. I was looking at because
No,
I'm
no,
talking
no.
about the qualifiers for that season because who's going to carry
Let's-
over, but there's a lot of mid.
No,
Let's see, I'm pulling up his
that's
stats here.
Giants Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Not a retired
So
number,
he-
but Giants Hall of Fame. That's it. That's as high.
So
that's
he
as far as it
has
goes.
1,700 hits, 244 homers.
Nah, right there.
Yeah, not happening.
No.
Although
World
color
Series
me,
ring.
color me shocked here. Nick Markakis had 23, almost 2,400 hits.
yeah. Nick
He
Markakis
was a
very
good ball
underrated,
player.
just he was
I'm
on a
not.
bad team.
I'm just saying that not Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah. Rick Porcello.
No.
Did he win a Cy Young?
I don't know.
I think he
I
did.
don't think he-
I think he got
I'll check
one.
it.
He got
I think he
he got a number ranked one in something. So
All
I'm
right, Rick
guessing it's Cy
Porcello.
Young.
Rick
Haterade
Porcello.
time.
He did. He won the 2016 American League Cy Young, and he won the World Series with the Red Sox.
Yeah, sure. 150 to 125 win losses and 440 ERA though. I'm okay.
That's fine. He had a good 3-year period of being a good pitcher.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Look, if you couldn't
let's
bring
see.
in Tim Lincecum, who to me is a Hall of Famer, I would die on that hill.
Andrew already died on that hill a long time ago. His
Yeah.
body's already being
We
eaten by
have.
worms.
I'm
and
corpsing next to you. Then you can't bring in Rick Porcello.
One of my favorite names in baseball to say, Jeff Smarja.
Jeff Samardzija? No.
Although, fun fact
I think he played
about
for
Jeff
the Marlins. Dear
Smarja,
Lord.
he, if I remember correctly, he used to play football for Notre Dame.
Hmm.
Let me look that up.
Jeff Samardzija, baseball player. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
After Samardzija on here is, I guess it was in alphabetical order. Well done, baseball reference. Edinson Volquez.
No. He got a no-hitter
And
with
then-
the Marlins.
Yeah, and then last but not least, Matt Wieters.
No.
Nope. And that's why I said Edwin Encarnacion is like the only one because the guy.
He's the only one that should at least last one more vote.
Yeah.
Man,
Although
I didn't
here-
realize he had that many home runs. He had all those home runs in like a 3-year period for some reason.
I think we mentioned earlier there's a difference between totality and what a person impacts in the individual season, such as Granderson, right?
Yeah.
Just Hall of Fame's a fucking joke. 5. Just baseball.
Before we head out, though, I just want to mention this is a very interesting statistic. Of everyone on that list, including
Damn.
even of all pitchers, he had 0 plate appearances.
Whom? Porcello?
Sorry, Kelvin Herrera.
Oh.
Okay. I don't even know who he was. I don't know who that is. I don't even remember what he
A
looks
player
like.
we need to remember.
I can't remember. Forget. I
Which
never
is-
remembered at all.
Which is fascinating for me
Who did he
because
play for?
even K-Rod, who spent most of his career
Kansas
in
City. He won the World Series with them.
still
Oh
had
wow.
2. Francisco Rodriguez still had 2 plate appearances.
So I'm looking at Edwin Encarnacion. I just have to look at this again. He didn't have like a single season of more than like 21 home, and then like from 2012 to 2019, he hit 30 plus like every single season. Wow. Okay, the PEDs took because he's Dominican, so I can only assume that's what happened. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Actually, let's get a word from our non-sponsors, people, places, things, concepts, what have you. I'm gonna take a phone call while you guys get started on whatever. All right, cool. Y'all go to that. Did y'all disappear on me? Y'all good? Okay, I'm going. So, start it, guys. Who's gonna start this week?
You want to start, Charles?
Yeah, I had to step up. Yes, we're doing our non-sponsors. So, fellas, I don't know how you can make a non-sponsor when it's not food within less than 12 hours of actually purchase and utilization of it. But sometimes you just know. Sometimes you just know. It's like love at first sight, right? You have to trust that gut instinct. And I did a thing. Because what happened is your boy had his fun little drink moment. I was like, I need a sound bar. Because you know what happens is every great TV, and it's no shade to Ramona, but TVs these days are always going to push for picture quality instead of audio quality. And from one of my favorite streams of What We Do in the Shadows is Laszlo going to Best Buy.
And you went to Best Buy.
And I went to Best Buy because I was looking at the app.
Could you tell the difference between a 5.1 surround sound and
7.1? I don't know, Mr. Graves, would you see like an autofile? So what happened was, like, in this world, ladies and gentlemen, and folks, you gotta have credit to survive and succeed. And I increased my credit limit of the Best Buy card to a ridiculous amount that I'm not gonna list here because I don't want to have my credit stolen, right? But substantial, and I only owe like $120 to the very long, expansive amount of credit line. I'm like, I gotta buy something. And I've been toying with the idea of a sound bar, but like, you know, I wasn't really going for it. But then I'm gonna try for me to kind of like get into more like the old school movies and Blu-rays and stuff like that, just to watch myself read stuff like that. I'm like, those are really what the soundbar is conditioned, because you know, if I want to play games, I put my headphones on, right? So it's no shade to my Nova Arctis, which I think was a non-sponsor last year or 2 years ago when I got it. No shade to Ramona, but I was like, okay, I need it. And I go on the app and I see that the JBL 5.0 multi-beam is on sale, and it was a pain in the ass to set up because I'm just dumb. Because it took like 2 hours because I didn't know, because I can't read, right? Like, you ever try to really look at the HDMI labeling on your computer? No, you just plug in and go, right? So I'm like, all right, I got the Bluetooth set up, I got the AirPlay set up. I'm like, what is? And I'm testing. I'm getting excited. I'm watching like a scene from The Dark Knight on YouTube. Like, I'm like, oh, this is kind of good. And then I realized I just have the HDMI cable in the wrong outlet that didn't say HDMI ARC out. Yeah. So I just popped it in, and this baby can hum, man. I was sending you guys kind of some stuff, and it makes no difference because if you're going off of your phones, but if I'm recording, I'm like, yeah, this is a good investment. It was on sale. It was $400, and it still might be on sale now. I got for $170.
What's the model? What's the model?
The JBL soundbar 5.0.
Okay.
It's a good height. It's got a little bit extra bass in there. It's got like a built-in subwoofer. I'm looking at like the thing right now to kind of speak about it. You know, you can go HDMI, you can go Bluetooth, you can go with the TV, works with Google, works with Alexa, gives you Dolby Atmos. You can do Spotify, I suppose. You know, you get 3D spacious surround sound. And basically, before I jumped on the show, I was putting some Call of Duty out there to hear all, because that's like the perfect one to kind of start with, right? Because you're getting gunshots, you're getting bombs, you're getting explosions. I was listening to Mario onto it, but I'm reading it right now. Experience 3D spacious surround sound with virtual Dolby Atmos. JBL multi-beam panoramic surround sound, 4 built-in passive radiators for punchy bass, Chromecast built-in, AirPlay, Ultra 4K pass-through with Dolby Vision, which matters. Why? Because if it's going to do Ultra 4K pass-through, my OLED baby Ramona goes 4K, 120 hertz. There's no missing in there. There's no non-synchronization. And what I like about it is that it's HDMI connected, because some soundbars are not HDMI connected. Why does that matter? Because if you're reliant on just Bluetooth connectivity, you might have a lapse in the network. And I was talking to Derek, I'm like, man, 170, that's a good deal for something that's 400. And I don't know how, I don't want sound, I don't have a big enough room to have a soundbar and all the subwoofers, but I've been around my buddy Houdini's house who has a Sonos, and it's amazing. And it kind of make the difference, because as we game, or as we watch movies, we want immersion. This is how we treat ourselves. Me and Francisco, at least Andrew, like, we're going to get into the gaming hardcore. We're going to soup up that PC. We're going to soup it up.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what it's about. Like, I like my headphones. The Arctis Novus does a great job
of getting my 3D audio, and I can do dual audios as well. I'm talking to you guys on, but like the surround sound could just like elevate it. And now I got Ramona all sexied. I got this JBL, which I have her name. I'm gonna reveal it in a second. But I kind of want to reinstall Returnal, which was very big on
Do I have Returnal? No, I have Deathloop. That's what I have.
I've been sending you Returnal. I'm ready for that. So JBL soundbar 5.0. I don't hate it. I love it right now. It's on sale. Get it for you $170 to something's $400. I saved like $230. Plus the purchase of my credit card got me $15 in Best Buy gift certificates. That's how you Charles, guys. That's how you Charles. I'm gonna use that 15 for any of these new games that come out or a Switch game. Count your days.
Oh, not just the game.
So soundbar wise,
right?
Soundbar JBL bar 5.0 multi-beam. Get you some. It's on sale at Best Buy. Give you a side note, Best Buy I think will still be around. I don't care if you close on stores, just keep the online store component in there. But I went to Best Buy, I was like, yes! Promo code, and here comes the name reveal. Jolene is one of Don's best songs. It's sweet. It is perfect. Jolene, don't take my man. I'm about to go deep in this.
All right. Jolene and Ramona.
I'll go next.
Go ahead.
I'll go next. So pretty quick one, I guess, but it's a TV show that I started watching recently. It's called Eureka.
I watched it for you. That's good.
It's a fun little show. It's a dramedy, so it's not a laugh out, ha ha all the time, but it's a fun way. I usually watch it while eating dinner or whatever. Watch a couple of episodes. They're your standard 40 to 45-minute show. It used to air on Sci-Fi, ran for 5 seasons from like 2006 to 2012-ish.
Got the IMDb right there, yep.
I enjoy it. Anyone can get into it, but if you're someone who is a bit geeky and nerdy like I am, it's especially fun to watch, but it's pretty accessible to anyone who wants to watch a show. So right now you can watch it for free if you have an Amazon Prime membership. That's how I've been doing it. I don't know if there's another way to access it legally.
It seems to be the only way, actually, according to IMDb. So
legally.
Or
but
you can do what I'm doing, but I'll be next. Sorry.
But yeah, I would highly recommend it. It's a fun show. It actually got nominated for an Emmy. I don't know for what, but it did get nominated for an Emmy. So yeah, check it. I gotta say, it's also very weird, just personally, because one of the characters on the show is the daughter of the main character, Sheriff Jack Carter. She, show-wise, is my age, which is really weird to watch a show from that started when I was a freshman in high school, showing someone of that same age. I don't know. It's just a fun little thing to add to it. But yeah, I recommend the show highly. Eureka, promo code Eureka.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a pretty good promo code. Eureka.
Okay. Is it so the show, is it in like the vein of like Twin Peaks or something like that, or
don't get me started on that.
Well, but I assume that you're going to yell at me when I say this, but I've never seen Twin Peaks.
It's okay. Not a lot of people have.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason it was off the air.
But basically the premise is there's this town in Oregon that compiles the greatest living minds, where they're constantly doing experiments, creating faster than light travel,
Okay.
You name it.
That's why it's Eureka. I see.
Right. But because there are so many kind of experimental things going on, there's constantly some kind of
Insanity.
wormhole, sky laser, some kind of thing that is going to destroy the Earth. Um, because that's kind of what you get when you're messing with space time and all that fun stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Seems. Yeah. This does seem like an Andrew show. Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. Cool. But yeah, that's something fun you watch like on Pluto TV. But I have Amazon Prime too, so if I'm looking for like I got to start watching some stuff again. So yeah, Charles on Shoresy right now
Shorzy and New Girl.
and New Girl.
Season 3.
I've
Shorzy
been
season 4.
I've been rewatching It's Always Sunny just because I feel like it, and I got to keep
Well, you
going
have to
with.
get to the Abbott Elementary episode.
Well, I have to keep watching Abbott Elementary too. So, right. So guys, I've built the 4th PC.
Jesus Christ. Y'all don't understand. I lost him.
Yeah. So
I keep telling you, Francisco, you need to start selling them.
I can flip them.
Selling
That is a
For real?
possibility. So I could, especially now, like with tariffs and stuff. Like I need to get the good stuff, right? So like, yeah. So the first PC is mine, the one that we do the show on, the pre-built. But I have added some stuff to it. But I do need to make a change because Doom Dark Age is gonna come out. Death Stranding 2 is gonna come out, and I do wanna. I do, and eventually, Metal Gear Solid Delta and GTA 6, and I do want to be ready for the next generation as it comes. So I found out some things about this motherboard that I don't like. So, but the second PC is the one I made for my nephew after I screwed up his PC when I bought. But I eventually put it together and it turned out great. The third PC is my niece's computer using the scraps from the 2 other computers, and I kind of put one together there. And then there were some scraps left for my nephew's computer that I screwed up, so I called it the 4th PC. But the non-sponsor isn't the computer itself. I used the Lenovo case that the one that I got from my nephew that I screwed up came in. I just gutted it and did a bunch of stuff. But my non-sponsor is the company that I used to put it together. AliExpress. So that's my non-sponsor, AliExpress. So they are an alternative to, I guess, Amazon and these other. They just an online marketplace, and they sell a bunch of stuff on the cheap. And so, some people could be a little wary of this type of store and what's there. But I've been watching a lot of PC building videos, like a ton of them. And hey, I've seen a few where like, hey, we got some good stuff at AliExpress. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. After I got my Christmas bonus, I looked at and like my current computer's in my studio office, but my studio office is now a bedroom for someone here, my family member. So I can't really use it as much, meaning I can't really game as much during this time frame. So I'm like, man, I would like something in my room. And I have the Switch, but sometimes I want to play something else, and so I'm like, it's like Rocket League and stuff like that. Something, and look, man, the Switch is getting age, and I'm starting to notice it a lot every day. That's gonna be remedied soon. But AliExpress, so I'm like, okay, let's see what I can get here. So I bought the motherboard, I bought the CPU, I bought the power supply unit from here, I bought the RAM. And I bought the memory from AliExpress. I got a few other things from Amazon to put it all together for fairly cheap in comparison to the other 3 computers. So the 4th PC is up. I got something else from eBay, like the graphics card from eBay, just because I was just price matching everything. I was trying to Charles as much as I could with this one. And
remember, guys, sometimes it's hard to Charles, but at least you're Charles.
But the journey was fun, and the fact that I got a pretty decent amount of stuff from it for less than what, and like this stuff was coming from China, and it got here fairly quick. Like everything that I expected like to take like weeks on end to get here got to me within 1 week. So that means it got taken from a Chinese shop, put on a cargo hold, shipped all the way over here, and then right to my door.
Are you saying your sponsor is China now?
So I had the Secret Service in my building for a few months. I know my phone is bugged, and I watched a lot of Luigi memes. So you know what? It's fairly too late now. But yeah, AliExpress, man. I thought what I got for the price and everything like that, and like at good quality at the very least. It hasn't exploded on me yet. No, it doesn't smell like lead or anything. I mean, it might be laced with lead. I don't know, but really good. Promo code. Our glorious leader Mao.
I was waiting for that. Mao PC.
Mao
PC Mouster race. Damn it!
Oh man! All right.
Totally go into the gulag.
Oh yeah, get ready, guys. Get ready. Get your papers ready. Anyways, so we're at 1 hour and 22 minutes. It's 9:04 where we're at. So I do want to talk about the Switch 2 announcement.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Andrew has one more topic he wants to talk about. We spent a lot of time on baseball and everything. Like national championship was kind of a dud, right?
Garbage. I hate both fucking teams.
No, Andrew, you say
I
no?
understand Andrew's position.
Huh?
It was not a dud.
Go ahead.
because-
You actually, we're gonna let him go. Let's see. Start cooking.
Okay, the reason I say it's not a dud is because Notre Dame decided to really actually perform at the end. They actually did something. They made it close. And it looked for a moment that they had a shot at, tying the game, but, ultimately they weren't able to. Ohio State wins. I mean, if it had kept going the way it was through the first 3 quarters, then yeah, it was going to be a total blowout. But compared to the past few seasons where the blowouts have been, 15, 20 plus points, this one was pretty close. And I'm just going to take it a step back briefly. This was a fantastic college football playoff season. It justified the move to 12 teams instantly, no matter what any of the haters say. It did its job. It did its job, and love them or hate them, Ohio State and Notre Dame, but they deserved to make it to the final. They played their way through. I mean, could the formatting use a little bit of tweaking? Sure, maybe. But overall, it worked out really well. And toward the end there, you had some really exciting close games. The Notre Dame Penn State game came down to a walk-off field goal with 7 seconds. I was there for that one at the Orange Bowl.
I know.
The Cotton Bowl.
If this
also,
was Dan Lebertage, it would be like, "Look at me, Louie."
The Cotton Bowl with Texas and Ohio State. That one was pretty close. Ohio State or Texas had the ball had the ball inside the red zone, if not closer, with less than a minute left, and it was but for a scoop and score by Ohio State that the score looked a lot larger, or the deficit looked a lot larger than it actually was. Then you had Arizona State, Texas, that was a close one. But there were some other blowouts, but again, overall, it was really good. And the rest of the bowl season was also fantastic, especially some of the mini bowls like the Pop-Tarts bowl, which I was also there.
That's always gonna be that's fun. At least it was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah, it was funny because Mario Cristobal lost too. So yeah.
Yeah, that one was fun to be there for. Yeah, it was just sheer ridiculousness, that thing. And I had the fortune of meeting one of the people that came up with all the marketing for it.
Nice.
And
did you get free Pop-Tarts?
Oh, they were giving away a ton of Pop-Tarts.
All right, we gotta talk about it because we're showing. What's the best Pop-Tart flavor? I think we've done this before, but rapid fire, go. No instinct, go.
Oh man.
Honestly, I've only had a couple of flavors, so I can't give a fully informed opinion. But of the ones that I have tasted, it is frosted strawberry.
That's a good choice.
That's a classic. Yeah, I'm actually particular to the blueberry variety of that.
I've heard that blueberry is the best flavor, according to a lot of people.
Brother is up there. It's really good.
Yeah. What about the they have an Apple Jacks one?
Yeah, I haven't tried that.
I would like to try that one. Actually.
Those are my favorite parts of when we do the show, where we just think about food.
I'm just on the Pop-Tarts website right now. You know, I can pull it up on the screen here.
I love the s'mores one. That's really
good. S'mores one is actually pretty solid. Wait,
not as good as frosted strawberry though. Not as good as frosted strawberry. Though.
So
the beauty about it is no one has a wrong answer except for cherry. Cherry's kind of weird.
So we're gonna go. Hey, that's the Pop-Tarts from the Pop-Tarts board. That's funny. Let's see. So we got cinnamon. Apple Jacks one right now, so I got to give that one a shot at some point. Yeah. A banana bread Pop-Tart. I've not tried that.
I don't. I'm curious. But
that is I mean, I like me a good banana bread.
Soft and tasty, sure. Yeah.
Chocolate chip pancake Pop-Tart is out right now. They have the ratings here, so people have been rating these on their website. They're giving 3.5 stars to the Apple Jacks one, 4.5 to the banana bread one, 3.5 to the chocolate chip pancake one, 4 1/3 to the cinnamon roll Pop-Tart.
Not bad. It's okay. It's not bad. Is this my new obsession? Like, you know how last year I went on a deep dive on the Oreos?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. We got the frosted cinnamon roll Pop-Tarts bites right now. No. That's gotten 3.5 stars right now.
The Pop-Tart bites are not that good.
They're not that good. 3.5 stars right now. So
Andrew and I are on that board. I'm with you.
Let's see. The frosted lemon blueberry crumble Pop-Tarts got a 4.1 or something right now. Stars. The frosted strawberry milkshake Pop-Tart has like a 4.8 right now.
I need everything I just heard.
That's a 4.8. That's worthy of trying right now.
Is that out of 5?
That's out of 220 votes, by the way. So that's a sizable sample size right there.
But it's a 4.8 out of what?
5.
Okay,
right,
that's what I meant.
5-star system on the screen right now.
Strawberry cheesecake? What was it?
Strawberry milkshake. Strawberry milkshake.
Oh man,
that sounds
good.
Y'all
gotta realize I'm on like a limited time frame when I can eat shit.
Yeah.
And so I will devour 5 of those. Don't play with me.
Yeah. But the
I have never needed anything.
Heavy hitters with this batch right now are that lemon blueberry crumble, that strawberry milkshake, and the banana bread right now. And even the cinnamon roll got a 4-star, so 4.4 actually. All right, and then we got the favorites here. So the frosted blueberry is at a 4.6.
Fair.
The Boston cream donut is just at a 3.0.
I would not want to try it. I feel like it'd be too gummy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
I tried it. It's
okay.
Special.
The brown sugar cinnamon, which was one of the flavors of the mascots, right, Andrew? This year?
It was cinnamon roll, wild berry.
The cinnamon roll is the one. Okay.
It was a cinnamon roll, wild berry, and hot fudge sundae.
Okay. So
and just just for those who don't know. So the last year, the winning team got to eat the frosted strawberry Pop-Tart. They just had one Pop-Tart last year, Pop-Tart mascot. This year they had 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It did revive and died for our sins.
Exactly. Oh gosh, next episode when we have more time, I'll give you a recap of all the mayhem that happened at that bowl. But this year, the MVP got to choose which flavor got toasted to death, and that was cinnamon roll.
So that means there were likely 2 other ones that were already set and prepared.
Probably, yes.
Okay. So someone had to have eaten it. Right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder who got the opportunity to eat the other 2.
This is literally a Robert Eggers film. Or David Lynch film. Yeah, that's a David Lynch film right there.
Yeah.
That's a piece of David Lynch.
So yeah, brown sugar, cinnamon's at 4.7. 4.7 also for the cherry Pop-Tart. The chocolate chip.
Cherry's not good, man.
I mean, they got a 4.7 out of 219 votes here, so.
Yeah, people voted for Trump, so.
4.5 for the chocolate chip Pop-Tart, frosted chocolate chip.
That, yes.
Chocolate fudge is at a 4.1.
They're wrong, and I hope their children do not, get past the 5th grade.
Frosted confetti cupcakes at a 4.3.
I don't want that.
Never seen that one actually at the store. Cookies and cream is at a 4.4.
Cookies and cream is solid.
Yes.
I would go to war for that.
Frosted grape is at 4.6.
What?
Yeah.
But what kind of grape though? Grape has purple grape or grapes? That's the first question.
Purple grape, like purple drink grape, I guess. Hot fudge sundae is at a 4.8.
Adequate, had it, it's decent.
Frosted raspberry is at a 4.6.
Interested, yes.
S'mores is at 4.7.
Yeah, that's fair. I love the s'mores though.
Frosted strawberry 4.6. Wildlicious wild berries at 4.6 as well.
That's a wild score.
And then we have the Simply Frosted Harvest Strawberry Pop-Tart. The healthy one, I guess, is at a 4.5. And then...
we don't touch any of the unfrosted.
Snickerdoodles at 3.9.
Yeah, that's a very tough... I don't even like that as a cookie.
And then we have the unfrosted varieties of blueberry Pop-Tarts at 4.6. Unfrosted brown sugar is 4.7. And unfrosted strawberries at 4.5. Then we have the bites and the crunchy poppers and whatever. So, but yeah, wow, that took a turn there. We're going to talk about the Switch too, but
while we are talking about food, I do want to bring something up really quick.
Yeah, I'm always here to talk
let's
about
go.
food.
So the Citrus Bowl, Camping World Stadium, I still call it Citrus Bowl, hosts 2 bowl games, the Pop-Tarts Bowl and then the Citrus Bowl, which is sponsored by Cheez-It.
And they host the Pro Bowl as well.
That is correct. But because the Pop-Tarts Bowl and the Citrus Bowl are separated by less than 72 hours, basically what happened was they created a special menu of Pop-Tarts and Cheez-It that was at the stadium that you could buy. And I will tell you what the 4 are, 2 each, and then I will tell you my review of the 2 that I did try.
Ooh.
So on the Pop-Tart side, they had a Boston cream Pop-Tart trifle, although I got the strawberry version because they were out of Boston cream. So it's basically, which is
So you got a jelly donut.
Kind of it. So it had those. So it had strawberry sauce, vanilla pudding, chantilly cream, and topped with a one of those Pop-Tart bites. And then you also had a Fudge Shop Pop-Tarts waffle bowl, which was whipped cream, chocolate sauce, vanilla ice cream, and rainbow sprinkles, and a whole Pop-Tart shoved in there for good measure. On the Cheez-It side, they had a mac and Cheez-It walking nachos,
I would
which
mess
was
that up.
extra.
I would fuck that up. 11.
Everything you said. Because for those who are new to the show,
We should go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl next year.
right? For people who don't know, I'm the one who ate.
We should have gone. Miami was there, right?
Yeah.
To me.
But wasn't it during the weekday or whatever? Was it?
No, that one was during the weekend. The
Oh, okay.
Pop-Tart Bowl.
All right. Well, Well, Pop-Tarts Bowl 2025. Let's do it.
So the mac and Cheez-Its, it was
We can
macaroni.
go to Cafe de Minero as well.
Yeah. we'll make a trip out of it.
My
You'll make
other
a trip out of
non-sponsor
it.
of the year from December, Cafe Mignotto. I love you, baby.
Tell you what, you guys come up here for that one, and we'll do a go on culinary escapades of the City Beautiful.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I will not apologize for the animal that you see.
Okay, so it was macaroni with extra sharp cheddar, jalapeno queso, bacon, green onions, and extra big Cheez-It is the walking nachos. And they also had a loaded chili Cheez-It crunch dog, which was an all-beef frank.
Is my interest.
It's all-beef frank, chunky chili, jalapeno cheese sauce, white onions, original cheddar Cheez-It as well. It was, and I tried the trifle and the walking nachos for what it's worth.
How was the nachos?
Yeah.
The nachos were
your words.
They were pretty good. I wish they were hotter. I think
it was, now.
Well, not in the spice sense.
Ah, okay. I thought we finally made the turn. All right.
No, not yet. Not yet. I don't know. It's probably been sitting around for a bit, which I kind of understand. That's kind of how concessions are. But it was pretty good. It was not all that spicy, to be honest, even though they say it was jalapeno queso. It was not all that spicy. And then the trifle, I will say, if I learned the recipe, I would make it. It was pretty good, I'll be honest.
Which means I could learn it.
Which means I could try it.
I mean, I could make it.
And then the trifle, also pretty good. I was kind of hoping, although I forgot what the extent of a trifle is, but I was kind of hoping it would have a little more like a sponge cake or something, because it was just all, it was syrup and whipped cream and pudding. But the trifles that I'm used to kind of have like a sponge cake or some kind of a thing of substance, which this didn't have, but it was still very tasty. I would recommend going just for the food, to be honest. Maybe not all the. If you're in Orlando and you like college football, yeah, go grab some food. It was definitely interesting little food endeavor.
All right. Okay, so we're at hour 39. It's 9:21. How much do you guys want to go?
I can make the cage really short. If we're not doing the show next week, then if we are, because
we can push off the Switch 2 talk next week if we want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, next week's Royal Rumble, so I'll be more prepared.
Okay. You know what? So let's leave it at that then, right? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that NFL playoffs. My beloved Lions are out. So.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Okay. Not really tickling anybody's pickle here. Okay. Look,
are you gonna watch any playoff football?
I haven't, aside from the end of the just parts of that Lions game, and I was just like, all right, it's over now.
It just feels very disproportionate. I just don't care enough.
Yeah, we're just gonna get the Chiefs and Eagles again.
Yeah, you guys get to understand I'm the 1 seed in the draft or the first pick in the draft. So
if we get Washington and Buffalo, I'll be more interested.
Whereas I'm more interested in Chief Eagles because I like the idea of Super Bowl rivalries.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, you got that with the Chiefs and Niners. You got that with the Patriots and the Giants. It really means something when that's the finale game of guys who play each other because you get the narratives. Can Nick Sirianni do it right? Can Jalen Hurts come from there? Will Patrick Mahomes get a repeat? Like, you want to hype it up. I mean, sure, with the Bills, I'm like, all right, you've had 4 times. Are you always a bride or you can always be a bridesmaid kind of mentality? And then with Jaden Daniels, but like, I'm just saying.
All right, that's NFL talk. Nothing about NBA. I don't care. I honestly don't.
Real lightly, real quickly, real lightly.
All right, let's do it.
You know, and I can make this in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Jimmy wants out. Everybody hates each other. It's a toxic relationship, but they'll come back in. Jimmy, you know, cares about himself and his legacy. He doesn't want to be there. The Heat want to say team first, player second. Understandable. All things relative. My thoughts on it. Why am I like the Black Plague? The Black Hand just coming in? Because I was there at the game. Jimmy got hurt. And then it was like, oh, okay. Now he's just over. I will miss him. It is weird because, you know, Tyler's stepping up when Jimmy is basically stepping down. But the thought process I could have as a business decision, it's better to get as much value as you can now because you might not get the same value next year. Plain and simple. Because this year you'll be like, oh, he's just holding off. It's this, and this, and this, and this. Versus, like, you know, what else can we get? Can we do anything with those draft picks? We're not Danny Ainge, man. We can't flip picks for anything success-wise. But you know, you have the potential of doing some stuff. Do I want Bradley Beal? Absolutely not. I was an advocate for him for 2 years ago, but there's rumors about him, Milton, a couple other guys. The thing is because the East is so bad, there's always a chance. And I'd rather just like not. Part of me as a fan who doesn't enjoy losing because I don't really believe in tanking. You guys know this. I'd rather take it the final like 2 weeks of the season kind of thing because if it's already over, it's over, right? But the idea is that because the East is so piss poor. Really is if you look at the standings. It's still not relevant yet to look at. There's a feeling like we could probably make some magic here, but I don't know if in-season trades kind of get it. But that's just my opinions on it. I just want to touch on it lightly. Right. Like trade him, get the max value. If not, run it through and then win something, get the hell out of Dodge and break this curse. Granted, all my teams suck, so you know CC can get into the Hall of Fame. That's perfectly fine with me.
All right.
I will just chime in very quickly on this.
Magic are very good, by the way.
Yes, they are. Although they just lost tonight to Portland. But I mean, I have no horse in this race when it comes to Jimmy Butler and the Heat. I'll just say personally, and again, this is just me, I'm not a huge fan of the whole become a locker room cancer to get out of town sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, don't burn bridges, man. I mean, I get that you want out. It's pretty blatantly obvious that you want out, but do that stuff behind the scenes. Don't, you know, be doing stuff that gets you suspended for 7 games, then missing a flight, which I'm sure was intentional. You know, just
you're dealing with grown-ass men. I agree with you.
I know. I get that this is your livelihood, but you're, you know, nut up or shut up, dude. Just be an adult about this.
I'm very glad the Panthers won the cup. So
you should be suffering the way I suffer.
Because, you know, Jimmy was my husband for quite a bit there. You know, but hey, you know what? He'll be gone, and then this weird era of the Miami Heat where they were really good, but man,
believe in Tyler, right?
Which I never have.
And I was the one who was like, you know what? F it, I'm gonna take him.
Oh boy. All right.
There goes my hero.
Yeah, that's literally what I've been doing.
Hour 45. So let's get to that cage and
all right.
Yo.
Let me do this. All right. Welcome everybody, your weekly Trueplex, the Cage with Charles. Remember, disclaimer: wrestling's not fake. It's scripted. It's a stage fight. It's a poetry motion. It's ballet. It's a song and a dance about men and women beating the holy hell out of each other, chasing goals, chasing championships, establishing legacies, doing this all for my entertainment and all that fun stuff. And of course, you know, fuck the Vince McMahon, fuck the Hulk Hogan. You know, for so many different reasons. I'm not even counting those as curse words because that's the gospel, boys. That's the gospel. Always. Fuck them both. So, been a bit, right? And a lot has happened. I try to tell myself, how do I make this work?
You were in a
And
bit of a lull for quite a bit there on the holidays, but
I was in a lull for the holidays. It's not that, remember, wrestling to a degree
has seasons, right?
Yeah, imagine for baseball. Thank you. You're learning. Baseball. Imagine that 365 with different promotions. Imagine me following both the, just the Major League Baseball, and then whatever's going on in Japan, and anything that's going on in the Caribbean or the islands or South American baseball or basketball. Right, I'm doing FIBA and I'm doing NBA and I'm doing everything else. It's not bad. It's just your boy is doing a lot right now. Really, I had to do an intro to finance quiz. I had to do math today. I'm like, what the hell is this? Ball intents and purposes, it's not bad. Raw's on Netflix now. The quality is better. The commercials are shorter. The shows seem to be 2.5 hours instead of arbitrarily 3. We're not really doing picture-in-picture. The fact that I could just fast forward the promos and stuff like that and just watch the matches themselves is great, because for the promos I use the Twitter, right? That's what it's there for. I kill 2 minutes at work or my lunch break. Penta's on Raw.
Wait, does that mean that the shows are pre-taped now?
No, they're live streamed. You know how they were doing some of the Netflix stuff live?
Yeah, like the Muhammad Ali, or not the Muhammad, the Mike Tyson,
the Jake Paul, the Mike Tyson fight, and then basketball and all that, football. Yeah, that's Netflix.
Yeah, they're getting into it now.
For all intents and purposes, even though we complain about the pricing of it, it's a great global strategy that they kind of have, because now it's not just shows that they're just kind of buying licensing fees to.
Well, I'm confused. How can you fast forward through promos if it's a live event?
Oh, because I'm not watching it immediately.
Oh, got it.
I always kind of put it on delay, because my workout sessions and stuff like that, I'll kind of be like, okay, I might get at the house at 8:30 and stuff like that, or I might just watch. It's immediately available to me. And I'm like, that is sexy. And the quality is clear because it's in that 4K camera stuff. So that's the answer. SmackDown's on USA. NXT's on CW. I don't have CW, so I don't know what the hell's going on that much. I just go on Twitter and follow through, and Obafemi's now champ. And next week, if we have the show next week, I'll do a state of affairs for all shows and then my Rumble predictions. But this is kind of getting us to get there, right? Getting us to get there is the best way to kind of tell this segment. But Penta, who is AEW, is now over in WWE, and he's had 2 weeks worth of it. And he's looked good. He's looked like a stud. They need kind of I don't know how they're going to promote him as being the face of Lucha Libre when his style is much more than Lucha Libre. And I've always, he was part of, his brothers Ray Phoenix. They were part of the Lucha Bros. They were part of Death Triangle over in AEW. He wanted to go over there for the brand. And they made him look like a stud. Whether or not he's going to be just a toy for the moment, that is up to however booking is. Hunter can be inconsistent. But for television, because remember, guys, there's a difference between what you watch on the TV, what you watch on the pay-per-views, and then stuff like Saturday Night Main Event, which is this weekend, which I'm not even going to talk about because the last one was just kind of like a dud. The biggest highlight, you're going to have Gunther versus Jey Uso, and okay, I just wanted Gunther versus Sheamus part 3, but what do I get in my life, right? Nothing. You get nothing, Charlie. You get nothing. For anybody who's seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We're getting old, so some kids might not know that reference. They might be like, oh, you mean Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Like, oh, or that Wonka with Timmy Chalamet. I'm like, but the fact that I can watch it immediately, seriously, appreciate your age, boys. But the match qualities have been good. It's kind of building up a little bit because WrestleMania season is soon. And do I like where it's going, WrestleMania? Depends. And I'll just tell you my Rumble wants now. I'll talk about AEW and I'll talk about my Rumble wants now after that. So AEW, there's things I'm not a big fan of. And I'll watch. You guys know I'll watch. It's on Max now, so you guys can watch it if you want to kind of engage in what the competition does. And you know me, I support the wrestlers. Love me some Hangman Page. He's doing some good stuff. He just retired Christopher Daniels. So for those who don't know, go watch his TNA match of the X Division Championship of him versus AJ versus Samoa Joe. Spectacular chef's kiss for SoCal Uncensored. 30-plus year career, essentially. His match with Hangman, I was watching highlights, are very good. We know I love Hangman. You guys know. He drank the blood of Swerve Strickland. That's Swerve Strickland. He swears when he drives. He's great. They got Ricochet over there. They got Bobby Lashley over there. Shelton Benjamin. They were in WWE, came over. They've been everywhere. But, they were there now. The Hurt Syndicate, who formerly was Hurt Business, now the tag team champions. With Strawn, Kenny Omega's back. We love Kenny Omega. He's doing good. He's going to go with the Callis family and then get to Okada. I don't know why, but hey, that's life. My beef. I do not care about the main event scene with John Moxley and the Death Riders, and that's the problem when it's your AEW World Champion. And, Moxley's, for me, as a fan who liked him as Dean Ambrose in the beginning, as he was John Moxley in AEW when he was in New Japan, it's like a hard, drop, because right now he's feuding with Adam Edge Copeland, who's now going as Cope, and I'm like, you got to remember, like, wrestling names are kind of like stage names. Beyonce's full name's not Beyonce, right? Her stage name's not Beyonce. Rihanna's, full name's, I'll put it, it's just Rihanna. It's like the artist formerly known as Prince. The gimmick makes the entertainment. Cope, really? You got hope if you got Cope? What are you doing, like an election bid here? I can't get behind it, but it's just like, I don't really want that feud. And I feel like that feud is just predicated on the fact that you didn't get it when they were in WWE. So let's kind of like fantasy book it now. And I just hate it. I just hate it. I just hate it. And the whole thing is like, with wrestling, you don't have to have long title reigns to make it mean something. And I feel like they're going to prolong however it is until Darby is done from climbing Mount Everest before they crown him, or they crown Will over Mox. I'm just not feeling it, big dog. I'm not feeling it. But AEW is still good. There's pops to it. Some people want to leave, but everybody wants to leave at some point. Who doesn't want to quit their employer to go to the next competition if they're feeling unavailable? That's life. AEW, watch it on Max and TNT and all that fun stuff at TBS. So let's talk about the Rumble. And we're only going to talk about, because I don't even have the full match card. I only know 3 matches. I'm just going to give the predictions. Rumble, 30 people in there. Whoever wins is last standing. Whatever numbers that come in gets a title shot at WrestleMania. They don't get the main event anymore because Mania was like 5 nights now. Essentially, it's 2 nights, but you know what I mean. Straight up, women's, have Io Sky win, get there, have her go against Rhea Ripley, give the match. Yeah, that's right. Rhea won on the Netflix premiere against Liv Morgan, so Liv Morgan's no longer champions. Rhea Ripley. Next week, I'll do also State Affairs. I'll list you who the titles are right now and give you ideas and stuff like that. This is when I'm at my best, you guys, when we're into WrestleMania season or into Revolution season for AEW. New Japan's. Zack Sabre Jr. I'm very happy to champion, but still, it's like they don't have a lot of quality. No creams of the crop there. So give it to Io Sky. They didn't really wrestle a lot one-on-one with the NXT. The most I recall is there was a triple threat match of her versus Charlotte versus Rhea for the NXT Women's Championship, which Rhea was not pinned, but Io pinned Charlotte and then won the title off of it. I think it was In Your House. You could build something. Like, you have to build history, but there's literally been no build to the Women's Royal Rumble. Men's Royal Rumble. Punk's in it. Roman's in it. LA Knight's in it. Randy's probably coming back. John Cena's in it, but let me tell you what I want, because this is what matters, right? This is what I hate about wrestling. It's predetermined, but when you start playing this fantasy game of if I book it, this is how I book it, it makes you kind of hate it to a degree. But if I booked it, you have John Cena just win the Rumble. He challenges Gunther. He's going to go for the 17th title-breaking reign, to have 17 World Championships. And then you have Gunther in all his arrogance, because he needs better feuds. He's been retraining the same guys to go against the face of the organization for years to say, okay, old Yeller, old man, and have Gunther, because we love Gunther. You guys know this when he was also Walter. We love Walter.
I know you love Gunther.
Oh yeah. Give me that Vienna sausage, man. I don't care. Like, bring it on. We love him. He's I think on the show we've been doing for almost 6 years, you guys. I think I've had him on 3 match of the years. Impeccable. Chef's kiss. So, anyway, I want that. You can build a lot into it. You have Gunther be like, it's not going to be on me. Your time is done. You're dead to the ground. And you have Cena win the Rumble. You have him, because Cena's retiring this year. It's done. It's over. It ain't going to be Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair. Say you're done and coming back all those times. It's literally like done. So, because he's going to have some kind of future in Hollywood, I think. Even though he's not the most phenomenal actor, there is a part for him to play. And he seems to be enjoying
Charles,
it. And he's not. Yes.
Could you see this? And it's not a direct corollary, because this was a retire versus retire match, but could you see if John Cena won, kind of like a Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair sort of thing?
No, I have this theory. All right, I'm glad you asked this, Andrew. I want Cena to win at Rumble so he can get destroyed by Gunther at Mania, and then he has to rebuild his credibility and not try to rely on cheap tricks to win the final world title and then beat Gunther at SummerSlam. It's a 2-night event now. You can literally gear that to be either the main event at night 1 or night 2. And then he beats Cena, or he beats Gunther, and he holds that belt until the end of the year, and he loses to Braun Breaker, Rick Steiner's son, Scott Steiner's nephew, and passes the torch over there. So because Braun's up and coming, he's really good. That's how I would do it. So it's not like career versus career, end and retire and vacate it. Like you, it is best when you're the former face of the franchise to lay on your back for the next guy coming into it, who really kind of needs that additional rub too. Really push him up. Don't think Hogan Rock at WrestleMania. Was it 17? Yeah, probably was 17. Where Rock beat Hogan. Rock was always an established player to begin with. I'm talking about like what can get Braun, who's defending his title against Sheamus at at Saturday Night Main Event. But he's already now been a 2-time IC champion. He's been a 1-time, or was it 2-time NXT champion, and then a 1-time NXT tag champion. Like that's how you usher in. You let Braun be on the roster for about close to 2 years without getting it. Maybe he get a couple title shots, but he doesn't win it. But then putting down Cena for good, ushering that new era or that new opportunity. You want somebody propelled because Braun's young. He's only like 26, 27. Like that's when Cena was coming up, and Cena had to go through the same challenges too. He didn't immediately get a world title shot. He came in, he was doing the whole Bubba Sparks kind of vibe. For those who don't know, I'll give you that of just being the white rapper kind of gig coming into it. I was gonna say Eminem, but like that's so like gauche. So I went a little bit different. Educate yourself, kids. Educate yourselves. Or think Paul Wall. There you go, Paul Wall. Sure, right. But anywho, Andrew's like I don't listen to that music. So anyway, Cena went through the ranks, U.S. champion, and then got to the Mania, and then won his first world title. That's what I'm talking about. Elongating. Give it almost like a copy-paste beginning story. So that's how I would do it. Have him lose clean to the truest young blood. Some people want the Randy versus Cena one more time thing, or Randy versus Punk. Sure, you can put that in that 4-month title reign. Expedite if you want. I don't care, because the problem is that the first 3 months of the year is gimmick pay-per-views. Royal Rumble, and then there's elimination. And Royal Rumble's February 1st, so it's not even January, which is weird. It's dirty. It's like, what the hell? But still, it's gimmick pay-per-views, and then you're getting to WrestleMania in April. So then you really got to maximize, if you go on my theory, and he could win at Mania, I don't really care, but I'm just saying it's better that way for him to build credibility, to have one last go, Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven, Hugh Jackman, Logan kind of like last stand, right? But you put yourself, you go out on your back. Only a few people should go out never on the back. Sting ending it in 2024 at Revolution with Darby against the Young Bucks, win the tag belts, and retiring afterwards. Perfect. That's fine. It's Sting. WCW messed up a lot of his mystique. Cena should lay his back after he got his credibility to him, because you can't be a 17-time champion without losing 16 times, if that makes sense. Him going out on his back doesn't hurt as much. It's just how he loses and what is he losing in the process. So that's how I would book it. Am I excited for Rumble? I'll get there. Nothing's ever going to top last year's excitement for Rumble, because I actually went. And here's a fun fact. Like the WrestleMania pay-per-view tickets, because Tony and I were going to go, they were like $700 for nosebleeds, and it's a 2-night event, so I don't pay for nosebleeds. You guys know this. I'm very glad that I have Peacock or Netflix or wherever to watch it, because I would go broke real fast. But I'm getting there. I've been watching a little bit of here and there AEW. I think the soundboard is going to compel me to want to watch some stuff even so, and then I can just watch it on Netflix if I miss it, because that's the beauty of it. I can watch any day of the week coming into it. And that's all I got for you this week on The Cage, guys. No mas.
All right, gentlemen. So that should be it for this week. We'll see if we come back next week. If not, we'll come back the week after that. And Charles can have his review, right? Around that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be a review. Okay. Anything more, guys? Not? Bye. See ya.
I'm all good here. See you guys.
Take care.